How y'all doing out there in the fruit city? It's kind of getting fruity out here. Um, just wanted to get a touch base with y'all and let y'all know about my case. And well, not much going on with the case yet. Uh, Still fighting in my fight though. I'm not going to give up. Don't ever give up, anybody. Keep on fighting your fight. But I just want to give you all a little history of me, um, where I come from. A lot of people know me. A lot of people don't know me. A lot of people don't give a shit about me. I don't care. This is my channel, my page, and my life. Um, I do have a past. Uh, there's nothing. Well, it's a shameful past, but unless you hear the whole past, or you just assume stuff. Um, I had a rough childhood when I was raised. I'm sure a lot of people had rough childhoods, but this is my childhood. Nobody else's. You know, y'all do y'all's own little, do whatever y'all want. If you want to ask me questions, be respectful. I'll be respectful back to you. If you disrespectful, I'll be disrespectful back to you. But yeah, this is my past, bro. I have nothing to hide. Never did, never will. This is a pre-post sentencing investigation report that I'm supposed to read to y'all. Uh, for my crime that I committed back in 1993. And, like I said, I'm ashamed of what I've done. But if nobody knows, nobody, can learn from people's mistakes. This is my mistake that I did. Like I said, I'm not bragging about it. I'm just saying that this is what happens. Whenever you make the wrong decisions, you come back and it just bites you in your ass. But here goes. Like I said, this is a pre-sentence investigations that I'm reading off to you. Um, the I guess the police department don't have this anymore. It's so old, but I had it. I've been having it since I did this. But it was a burger habitation. Judge Pat Clark was the person who sentenced me. Um, he sentenced me to 90 days boot camp, uh, 10 years TDCJ probated probation. So I had violated my probation by not reporting, not paying, because of circumstances that arose with my girlfriend's daughter, which would be my stepdaughter at the time, and I was trying to teach the family members that I was with. I mean, my family that I was raising, two teenage kids, raising at a young 20, 22, 23-year-old person. Just recently got off of crack. I was on drugs for years. Like I said, I had a rough childhood. I'm gonna read you a lot of my stuff that was in my past here. Um, but if you learn from people's mistakes, you might not make them. But if you do, don't say I didn't tell you so, 'cause I told you so. But here we go. My name's Edward Lee Gonzalez, nickname Crazy Eddie. I had that name since I was 18 years old. Um, but I've been in trouble for years. This crime that I did a burger habitation. It was in 1993. I got the whole offense report. I'm going to read it to you. What happened. I'm going to try to leave out the names because I don't want to get anybody any issues. But the people who know what happened when this happened, they know what life my life was. But there's no excuse. It's just my life. Um, it says right here, guilt acknowledged. Not it's an X. I admit to my mistakes. Custody information status. I'm in jail. So apparently I was in jail in 1993 whenever they arrested me for this charge. Both report juvenile for adult criminal histories. The defendant, if available, attach rap sheet, all this other stuff. So they attached a few current charges. I was never a gang affiliated. I'm a pretty much one man gang. I've been here my whole life, and I'm still fighting. Um, Past gang affiliations? No, don't need them, buddy. Um, I had one felony. Um, I had 9 misdemeanors and one conviction. That was, 1993. I say victims information. The offense report is attached. I say victim associate with offense. Yes. Has psychology evaluation a defendant been prepared? No. I'm not crazy, but I am crazy. Has the defendant ever been treated for MHR facility? Uh, yes, I was there. Um, has the defendant currently taken any medications or psychotics? No, never took any. Has the defendant ever attempted suicide? No. Um, High school diploma? No. GED? No. Vocal training? Yes. I did all the mechanics, welding. I pretty much I know how to do anything. But that's what it says. Auto mechanics. Some college. I went to college for a little while, not long, but because I was trying to get into the military. I went to go in the Marine Corps back in 2001. I want to say whenever Desert Storm kicked off. So that's part of it. Principal English or language is English. Let me go back to the first page where on this this pre-sentence investigation. I was 28, male, gender male. There's no other there's male and female. I'm a male. So and then status was single, but it says ethnicity, um, Hispanic. I've been a Hispanic since 1993. I don't know what's going on with these people now. They're claiming that because my last name is Gonzalez, saying I'm white. I'm not white. I'm Mexican. I do have white blood in me. We all going to have all kinds of different bloods in us, but I'm a Mexican coon ass. I don't know if y'all know what coon ass is. It's just a form of a heritage of Louisiana or French people. My mom is Cajun and my dad is Mexican, so there's no disrespect to anybody. But anyway, but yeah, I was Hispanic Mexican back in 1993, but now I guess I'm turned white. I don't know. So anyway, we're gonna get back to the thing where I'm talking about my craziness. Um, so out of school, auto mechanics, principal language English. Does a defendant appear to be literate? Yes, they mark yes on the paper. Um, Employment status, I'm unemployed, but my last job was in Minnesota at this time in 93. Um, well, no, it wasn't 93, it was in 98 whenever I drove from Minnesota to turn myself in. But I was working at God's Country Nursery out there in Minnesota, Farmerton. Excuse me. But let me give you a kind of letdown on what happened. I violated my probation and my probation and what have you, but by not reporting, not paying. Um, uh, which I mean that is a pretty serious violation because I didn't report what and not pay. But also you got to think of the reason is that I was raising two teenage kids at such a young age, and I was trying to teach them how to work and how to take care of themselves. So my daughter wanted to go make some money at the neighbor's house to babysit their kids because she loved kids, and then so we and me and my girlfriend at the time made sure she was okay, and we allowed her to go over there and babysit them. Well, come to find out, the man that she was taking care of his 4 kids had come in and raped my daughter um, at that time, and we didn't know it at that time. It took about 3 months for her not to, ask for feminine products from, her mom. But in doing so, apparently she must have whenever she was babysitting the kids, the husband came home and raped my daughter. Well, we took it to the Bridge City Police Department and notified them and about the incident, but they couldn't arrest him because it was like 3 months after the fact or so. I'm not sure the exact time, but pretty much. And so, but she was pregnant. So what they was going to do is ask for uh, I guess an embryo thing, but she didn't want to do it because it might hurt the baby. But anyway, um, but I violate my probation by not reporting, not paying because this man had did this to my daughter, and I moved my family away from this man and allow my 15-year-old daughter to to have the baby and without injury. Normally kids don't have that a baby such a young age. But anyway, so yeah, that's the reason why I violate my probation. I moved my family away from the person who hurt my daughter, and so in doing so, I violated it. So this is my pre-sentence investigation of that incident, why I violated it. So, but anyway, the baby was born. It was 99.98% his. So they gave him, I think it was an 8-year run CC with his current charge that he had. I don't know what charge that was, but now he's got I think a rape, underage sex with a minor. His name is Jeffrey Milligan. Um, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, he did that. But anyway, I'm getting to me in my past. Uh, Whenever I was such a young age, I was probably about 13 years old. My older brother-in-law, my sister's ex-husband or whatever, he wanted to get close to my sister and get to talking to them and her, what have you. So apparently he wanted to get close to me, and he shot me up with crystal meth. Um, I don't know what y'all was doing at 13 years old, but I'm hoping that y'all wasn't doing what I was doing. So I was with that. This is my pre-sentence and drug history or what have you. I'm trying to just read that off to you. At 13, it was crystal meth, and I stayed with that till I was 16. And from 16, I was smoking crack, popping pills, drinking. I mean, you name it, I've probably done it. But I mean, it's just this is the life that I had led. Um, Eventually, you have to either grow up or grow out. Stay in the penitentiary areas of life. But I eventually grew out. But and prior to me doing that, I had committed this crime. I didn't stop using the crack cocaine until I was 24. This crime happened in 93, so I was 23. It was 93. So all of a sudden, so I was on drugs the whole younger of my life. Um, were there any drugs noted above taken intravenously? Yes. And then it asks indicate type of number of medical incidents, counseling treatments received, AA, NA, residual treatment, outpatient. I've been to everywhere, but nobody really cared about the person. They cared about the drug that you use instead of trying to help the person. They wanted to go around the issue of what's wrong with the person. It's not the drug, it's the person. Um, it says, was a defendant under the influence of drug, alcohols at the time of the offense? Yes. Did the defendant commit the offense to obtain order to obtain funds for the purchase of alcohol? Yes. So I admit to all my everything. And this is what the program supervisor identifies types of identity uh, by X are available to the courts for this individual. The court may attach its individual plan of its terms outlined below or addressed. So this person, Jim McDonald, he was a supervisor for the probation office, I guess. He specified 10 years TDCJ to give to me on my sentencing hearing. So whenever I go in front of the judge, he recommended me to do 10 years because of I violate my probation by not reporting, not paying. But he understood the whole story of what happened to my daughter and the reason why I violate my probation. But yes, I did violate my probation. You know, I did that. But it was I thought it was a gooder cause than me having another felony charge. But anyway, this is somewhat of my criminal history. What it is pretty much my criminal history. After the one burger habitation, I'm reading you the thing. I had one, two, three, four other charges after that charge, and it was let's see, the burger habitation charge was 388 of 93, and then I pleaded to 90 days boot camp, 10 years TDCJ, probated probation, and then after that, it was a 12,995. I got a possession of marijuana charge, and I pled guilty, and I had a $500 fine, and 132 court costs. So that, I mean, I think it was less than an ounce I had back then, and then 1.5 of 96. Failure to maintain financial responsibility, where I didn't have insurance on my vehicle because I couldn't afford insurance because they're what have you. Then I had another failure to maintain financial responsibility. I mean, and then I had and that was 926, and then at 10/12 of 96, I had a driving license suspended. So I had a driving while license suspended. These are my four charges. They recommend me to do the 10 years TDCJ on top of that. So I mean, this is like I said, this is my story. I see comments on there. Yeah, I sure did. Yeah, I grew up with a crack epidemic. I mean, this is if you really know your history, the CIA type crack epidemic, where they're the ones who created everything, but they created me. Now they can't control me. So this is the evaluation summations of Mr. McDonald's motion at the very bottom right there. It's telling them what they, what kind of person that they think I am. It says Edward Lee Gonzalez is a 28-year-old Hispanic male appearing in the court of motion to revoke probation for the offense of burger habitation. The defendant attended West Orange Stark High School and dropped out in 11th grade. He does not have a GED. He has never been married, however, has a 9-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. He does not pay child support and has not seen her in 5 years. He has lived with his current girlfriend since 1993. So again, I was 23 years old raising 2 teenage kids. His last employment was at God's Country Nursing in Farmington, Minnesota. He worked as a laborer and earned $8 an hour. He admitted to only occasional use of alcohol. However, stated that cocaine was a problem from the age of 16 until he was 24. He also admitted to prior use of marijuana and use of amphetamines. The defendant last reported in the June of 1994. He went to Kentucky in July of 1994 without permission. Considering his criminal history, noncompliance or probation and history of substance abuse, I would recommend 10 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institute Division. He gave me, that was his recommendation because I violate my probation because my daughter got raped and what have you, and they didn't arrest the man because they couldn't until after that baby was born. It was proven his. So But yeah, it's a crazy story. Yeah, Mr. Wolf, yes sir. I I'm I'm right here with you, brother. It's a crazy story, but like I said, this is my story. If anybody has a comment or want to ask me a question, I'm gonna try to look at the comments and stuff and just you know answer them. But I'm gonna read the affidavit of probable cause. So this is the actual statement that I've been having since 1993. After, when I did this crime, because like I said, I'm very ashamed of what I've done. But if you don't know what I've done, you don't know my life. Um, but like I said, this is my story. Um, Before me, the undersigned authority in and for said county and state on this day of 29th day of June, 29th day of March 1993, person appeared, uh, Dennis Hankins. I think he was a sheriff's department, who after me, being by me sworn to deposes and says, "My name is Dennis Hawkins. I have been employed of the Orange County Sheriff's Department for the past 5 years and 1 month. My present rank is Detective Sergeant." So I have good reason to believe that do believe that Edward Lee Gonzalez, date of birth, has committed the offense of bird habitation, which I told him the truth. But we're gonna get to that. My beliefs are based on the following facts. On 3/12/1993, officer call received an offense report from a Deputy Cooper concerning this burglary. Deputy Cooper is a certified police officer in the state of Texas and is employed by the Orange County Sheriff's Department. In the Deputy Cooper's report, he states that on 3/12, approximately 2:49 p.m., he met with he met with uh, I'm not going to say his name, with at Stuckey's at Interstate 10 on FM 36. Um, no, I'm not on paper. I see one motion to revoke. Yeah, MTR. Yeah, that's what it was. I'm gonna try to answer and read. I seen message retracted. Robert Wolf. Yeah, I'm not on paper no more. I've been off paper since 2006. But yeah. Let's see. Told him. Let's see. Stuckey's Interstate 10. Mr. So and so told him that his stepson owns a trailer at this place, and he is in New Mexico working. Is looking to after the place and feeding his dogs until his return. Um, uh, Mr. So and so said that on 3/12/93 he went to the trailer house and discovered that someone had broken into the inn and taken the guns from the gun cabinet. Upon further inspection of the house, Mr. Shuff discovered a leather money sack missing with about $300 in coins and a 19-inch color TV and an Emerson VCR missing from a bedroom, and a 20-inch and 16-inch herringbone necklace, a Rolex watch, and a 12-gauge Winchester shotgun missing from the master bedroom. There was also a home light chainsaw missing from the living room. There was also all that could be determined missing at that time. Deputy Cooper said that the back door was open and there were pry marks. Okay. No, I'm not on paper from '93. Uh, but says okay, so that was on the 12th. So now on the 13th, on a Saturday, about 9 a.m., I was contacted at home by dispatch and was told that Deputy Cooper was going to recover some stolen items from the burglary of so and so's residence from a suspect. This was to take place at so and so and so and so in Orange. I arrived at this residence, which belongs to so and so stepfather. Also, there was Elmo Odom, who had brought these items. They were a 19-inch Sears color TV and a GE microwave oven that was identified by Harold by him as belonging to him to his son. Mr. So and so told me that he spoke with Tiffany Sladen yesterday, who lives across the street from his stepson. She told him that she had seen a small blue pickup truck at so and so's house a few days ago with two men in it. Mr. So and so said he thought he recognized the description of the truck as belonging to an ex employee, Elmo Odom. He stated he called Elmo last night and told him to bring the stolen items back, which he did. I tagged the microwave and oven and the TV set and put them in my car, and Elmer Odom accompanied me to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Again, this is my statement from 1993. So this is what happened, how it all became, where went, I guess, crazy or whatever. But okay, so now this is Elmer's statement explaining what happened. Um, Elmer Odom gave me a volunteer statement in which he stated that on February 8th or 9th, Monday or Tuesday, was at his girlfriend's house, Tamika Baker, in the low rent projects in Bridge City. He said at about 11 a.m., Eddie Gonzalez, who also lives in these projects, came over and borrowed his truck. He said Eddie returned about 3 or 4 hours later and had a TV and microwave in the back of his truck. Elmer did not ask any questions about where these items come from or if they were stolen. He said that Eddie wanted to sell them, and Elmer said that his grandmother, Lou Ann Paul, might uh, get them. They went to such Orange Street uh, in Orange and sold them to his grandmother for $70. Elmer said that last night so and so called him and told him that so and so's house had been burglarized and that his truck and Eddie was seen at his house. Elmer did not say anything to Harold until the next morning. He called early Saturday morning and told Mr. So and so that his grandmother had bought the TV and microwave from Eddie and he did not know it was stolen. Elmer said he went to his grandmother's house and got these items and brought them back to Mr. Silk. So this is what this man told. Well, this is what he told this other man that he had purchased, or I had sold him, his grandmother, the items. Well, apparently he must have got caught because he told on me. Well, whenever they came to me, I just told the truth. Yes, we did this and we did that. So this is my statement. I mean, it's all in black and white. There's no lies to it. You want to pause it, look at it, read it. I mean, I have nothing to hide. So everything I state is true and correct. This is the same day I picked up Edward Gonzalez, Bridge City, and took him to the sheriff's office. He gave me a volunteer statement in which he confessed. I confessed. I did it. I was guilty. I was ashamed of what I'd done to burglarizing the house. He said that he was high on drugs and is not sure when he did this. He stated that around 12 noon on March 4th, he went to his court drive to where Elmer Odom and Tamika was. He said that Elmer wanted to get some money for dope and said that it was Elmer's idea to go to so-and-so's house and burglarized it because so-and-so was out of town working in New Mexico. Eddie said that when they got there, Elmer opened the front window and went in and unlocked the back door. Eddie said that he took all the guns from the gun cabinet, which was a 16 gauge shotgun, shotguns, and 122 rifle. He said that Elmer took the TV, microwave oven, and portable radio. Eddie said he put the guns in the back of the truck, and Elmer took a toolbox from beside an old limousine and a chainsaw from the shed. He said that they went to Lynn's bar in Bridge City, and Eddie sold the guns to the man there for $50 Next, they went to Elmer's grandmother's house and sold the TV and microwave to her for 70. There, they went to Casey Pawn Shop on Border Street in Orange, where Eddie said Elmer pawned the tools and chainsaw for 65. From there, they went to the second street where they bought some crack with the money they had made. Eddie said that they were also there was also a boot knife taken in that burglary, and he still had it and the portable radio at his sister's house, where he is currently staying. Eddie said that he could get the guns back in a couple of days, so I brought him home and he gave me the radio and boot knife, which he had in his bedroom. So I just confessed to everything that we did, but uh, um, in a minute I'm gonna tell you what really happened. So I told everything. I told the truth. I was being honest back then, and it's crazy. Uh, being honest now. So this is what I said. That was my statement. So on 3/15, I went to Casey Pawn Shop. Apparently, the next day or two, he went to the Casey Pawn Shop. The officer, um, and he seized the toolbox and chainsaw. The toolbox was made of black plastic with assortment of large tools in it, and the chainsaw was a Poulan Deluxe Super 25 with no serial number. The pawn ticket shows that these two items were pawned by Elmo Odom for $65 on 3/18 and was signed by Elmo Odom, ticket number so and so. It shows Elmo's address, height, and everything, blue eyes. I mean, March 8th is evidently the date of the burglary since Eddie Gonzalez stated that they got rid of the stolen items the same day the burglary. So if I told the truth and stated that, I mean it's pretty much fact, because I told the truth. Um, I was ashamed of what I did. I did it, but I got I didn't get caught. The guy who actually did the crime got caught. But here's the kicker of it. I was the only person that got charged for that crime. Um, the other guy who did it, who actually broke in the house and who actually let me in the house, he got caught, and he was actually a snitch for the sheriff's department and the Orange Police Department. So therefore, whenever they came to me, I told the truth. Apparently, I took it all, because I guarantee if you ever look up his history or whatever, in 1993, I guarantee he don't have no burger habitation charge, but his name's all over this paper, and so they charged me for this one crime, and they gave me 90 days boot camp, and I did all honors. I went in there, come out with all honors, and I did the 3.5 4 years on paper. I was raising that baby that was that was it was involved in that incident with my daughter. And doing so, but yeah. In the view of the above facts, a set of facts, I respectfully request that a warrant be issued for the arrest of Edward Lee Gonzalez, be issued charging him with the offense of burglary habitation. I have read the above and is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. That was the 29th day of March, 1993. So that's pretty much my history. I just want people to know what's going on, and the reason why I'm fighting my fight. I've been in the judicial system since young age. I'm hoping that people would actually look at the stuff that I'll post, and hope they won't do the things that I've done, such as break the law. I don't break the law anymore. I know the law forwards and backwards. Right there, that's my company. I've been in business since 2008 by myself and my wife, and um, you know I'm a repo company. Um, again, I haven't stepped foot in the county jail in over 22 years. I just don't understand what's going on, but I do understand. But everything's about to come to pass. If you go to the juice is loose and the fruit, that's pretty much all my truth stuff. I'm not trying to be anti-cop or anything. I need the police in my type of work, but right now I can't work. The police department had done something. I think they should have just, you know, should have just looked at it real quick, real good, and talked amongst each other instead of assuming stuff of what people say, and that's how people die or get hurt. Um, but again, I'm not anti-cop. 1,000% back to blue, constitutional law blue. You're not better than I am, and I'm not better than you. Um, I did my crime back in 1993. Uh, I'm not proud of what I done, but I did it. You know, I admitted to it. Uh, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I did my time. Now somebody else got to do their time because they broke the law. You know, my arm's still broke. My arm's still broke since June 24th. Um, but it's all in God's timing. You know, I know a lot of people don't know what's going on, but they're gonna hear me. You know, but I just want to get off here. I just want to sit and read my little pre-sentence investigation. This is part of my life. Uh, Again, I'm Hispanic. All the way I might not can speak Spanish, but my heritage is Mexican. So I don't know where they're getting a white male as a Gonzalez, but I'm sure there's white people that are last name Gonzalez, but they might not be as more vocal as I am about their heritage because my name is everything to me. It might not be to you, but it is to me. And with that being said, appreciate you, Mr. Robert Wolf, for tuning in. And whoever watches it, they have something to say or ask, comment. I have nothing to hide. I just read my whole life, but I do have another thing. This is before I got sentenced with this. You heard the conversation where the McDonald guy was saying that he recommended me do the total 10 years again. But this is a letter that's going to kind of get probably teary. I hope it won't get teary with me, but this letter right here was written actually by the person that I did the crime to. And my state of mind of the crack, which, like I said again, it's no excuse whatsoever. But in people's minds, they're not the same. If you continue to do drugs, your mind's not going to be the same. So, but anyway, I'm gonna read this letter, then I'm gonna get off. To whom it may concern, I became acquainted with Edward Gonzalez in the early '80s. We were just kids, and he was my younger brother's age and his best friend. Edward was raised in a rough neighborhood, while across town we had a little bit better, but still remained friends. There was many times when Edward needed help, and if I was able, he got it. Edward, when even moved in with me from time to time as a roommate and helped with a small retail business venture. I married, he moved out, and we went our separate ways for a while, but kept in touch. There were other things he needed help, and when I was in the position, he got it. Then as I understand, Edward began running around with the wrong crowd and became a victim of drugs. I traveled working constructions as a boilermaker and was gone for weeks or months at different times of the year. While on the trip to New Mexico, my place was broken into and robbed. A number of things was taken. Some of them belonged to my father, who died in 1986. Nothing was of any extreme value other than the sentimental value of my father's things. The number of things was taken. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Um, my neighbors identified two boys in a small truck. One of the boys was Edward. The other one owned the truck and was the instigator of the whole thing. I was I was hurt more than angry that Edward could be one of the culprits. Was disturbing. The other boy I heard made a deal with the police, and although he was the heart of this deed, got away with it all. My idea of justice would have been in seeing this boy pay for what he did, not Edward. He was only He was only manipulated and weakened by this boy and drugs. After cleaning up and getting free of drugs and a bad crowd, Edward, realizing what he had done, came to me and I forgave him. And I was glad to have my old friend back. And I know this does not make what he did right, but boys make mistakes, and if we are lucky, they survive them and become men. Who know better with the will to live a, to live a productive life. I have forgiven Edward Gonzalez and would trust him at my home anytime. This is not the time to take this man's life. Now is the time to let him get on with it and have that chance to be productive. Please do not use my hard earned tax dollars to punish this man that he has been punished enough. He has learned his lesson and now needs your mercy. Please be lenient. And the person signed and notarized it. Uh, the date is in 1/11/2000. That's in the year 2000. So I got this was I'm sure this was like a letter he sent to the judge uh, prior to me getting out of the penitentiary. But it's just crazy that the person actually wrote a letter that forgave me and wished no more harm. But the judge didn't see that, and he was a pretty tough judge. But he sentenced me to 10 years TDCJ, and I did 4.5 flat. I was at Beto 1, level 6 penitentiary, rock and roll. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I've been out on here for about 42 minutes, so that's a pretty long time. Robert Wolf, I appreciate your comments. Uh, but y'all have a great life, and I'll get back on here some other time, and I'm gonna read my actual police report statement that I have that the police said I did, and what have you. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and y'all have a great life. God bless.